Welcome everyone to Favorite Strickmer. It's time for some more Shadow Legends. It is time to see what we can get. Please let this be a good champ of some kind. Of course not. Of course it's a Marquise. Please. And an Ox. Pretty much as bad as you would expect, unfortunately. Templar, nope. Ogren Jailer, nope. Dupe. The dupe is real. Nope. Why did it clip out? I don't understand. It literally logged me out because I X'd out of a pack. Wow. What a way to log me out. Huh? What a way to log me out. I have been playing Tears of the Kingdom last night. Yes, I was. I've made some new discoveries, but I still haven't cornered the thing I need. I feel like I need to actually beat the game. Although I don't know if I need it to beat the game per se, it would be very useful. Okay, we're ahead, which is good. Blue stacks, the multi-instance thing is helping. Please, please let this be something. Please. Well, that's something. That's kale, but it's not like I needed another kale. Well then. I'm just checking to make sure these are done. Because been doing some arena lately. Trying to get a hold of. Okay, here we're just going to want to throw Mr. Mags in here. Because he's going to junkyard wreck most of these suckers. Well, those voids were disappointing to say the least. Yep. Somehow I knew he would be the one to survive. I knew it. I knew it. All right. One step closer to Arbiter. If you're curious, yes, I can have 2 games open at the same time now with BlueStacks. Yeah. That makes things a lot more convenient for me to swap without having to log out, which is big. It's big. Just trust me, it's big. All right, can we please? Because my boosted summons failed me before. Of course, it's a risk harm. Big pause for that. Come on, something better than that. Oh, it's gold! Oh, Sicia! The second ever! This account's first Sicia! Neat! Well, she's hot, but kind of weird that she appeared here, but hey, not bad. We're still building up Wukong. Get out of here. Crossbowman. Truger. Get out of here. Well, we struck gold. Technically. Yep. We struck gold. It's not who I was expecting. But yeah. We struck gold all right. Yep. Not who I was expecting, but we did it. We struck gold. And Wyvern Bane looks very similar to Pick Sticker and is about as useful. Yeah, well, I struck gold on the first account, but it wasn't who I expected. Sicia resurfaced. Sicia Flame Tug. I will be building her later. But Wukong I've been ignoring too long. Sicia has a lot of uses. Um, because I have been ignoring the Monkey King way too long, and I'm going to show how I set up the multi instance thing because that's going to be big. I will be building Sicia though. That's the thing. I will be doing that. Well, that's awkward. Wukong is stronger. There we go. And now we could put some stuff in Great Hall as well. And check on quests. We cleared the quests. Yes, sir. We have. Let's go. And let's set up a thing for a Minotaur. We need some more metals. I need to start climbing my way towards where I need to go, man. Like, I need higher Great Halls. Like, I need to start fully golding my Great Hall out. But yes, Sicia Flametongue, guys. She's back. A lot of these look really awful. And I don't think Sicia is good versus them. Because Sicia works best when Sicia has a straight shot at the enemy. Right. Where are we at? 128k on one account. I'll take it. Now, I'm going to show you something interesting. You may or may not find interesting. So, here's a little auto technique that I use. Right? So, suppose I need to get masteries in somebody, which in this case I do. Man, it feels weird that I got Sicia again. I was not expecting Sicia, at least, like, this account doesn't have a Sicia, so it's full points, but I wasn't expecting Sicia, of all people, to appear here. I will be building here for Spider. Now, the main thing we do here is we make a thing called a macro. So the way that the macro works is that we get this to the end of its thing. And by doing so, we set it up so that once it's at replay, we hit replay and we wait a little bit till it opens. And then we stop, like we record the macro at the end. So then it permaloops that macro over and over. And we set it for have the macro loop until stopped. So that makes it so that I can have these guys get scrolls repeatedly without having to worry about running out of multi-battles. Because, I mean, it's at the same pace I'd normally do. It's the same pace as multi-battles. It just means I don't have to pay for them. I can have my account fight on my behalf at its normal pace without me having to constantly intervene. And this is really important for really valuable for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons why this is valuable. It can be run at night, and it can help deal with problems, with the account. So that's why this is actually a really good thing. Like time zones. Like, the problem is a lot of the enemy clans are foreign clans. So their time zone is omega awful for me. And when you have this omega awful time zone, if you don't have this stuff autoing overnight and stuff, you get wrecked because their sense of time is completely different. And you won't be awake if you're in a different time zone. You won't be awake to retaliate. They will be awake at like 4 or 5 a.m. and they'll be at full power. And you won't have any way of retaliating normally because you'll just be snoring with the computer off, or you'll run out of multi battles at night. So this is where the purpose of this is. It's not for arena. It's to automate really annoying stuff like the Minotaur or Dragon's Lair, which I've mostly been using it for Dragon's Lair, but that's what it's for. It's to make it easier to deal with dungeons like this Minotaur that are amazingly annoying. So yeah, that's what it's for. I also feel like giving Maneater, yes, Maneater, masteries is going to be a big deal. I can also see Maneater plus Sicia as a great combo for Spider. Sicia is not the best versus clan boss. Now, here's where we go, right? So we go macro manager, record new macro, replay, and then we go pause and stop. And then we take macro and we play it. Now, wait a minute. We need to put the settings infinitely until stopped. Save macro. See? Because we need this macro to constantly go on. Likewise, on the other instance, we can then, as that's going on, deal with this instance and like do arena, for instance, that I have to do on manual anyway. So this is the advantage of BlueStacks. On top of that, we can have them both run on macros when needed. And that can save me an imperial boatload of time. Like, if I need to do it manual, I can do it manual. But if it can be done automatically, like dungeons or Minotaur or whatever, it's heck convenient. It is so convenient to do it this way. I mean, I know Sicia can work in arena. It's just I have better things in Sicia for Arena in the other account, so Sicia's main job in there is not going to be Arena at all. Sicia's main thing is going to be Spider, and some other stuff. But it's not going to be. It's not going to be Arena. Unfortunately, I don't even think we're going to get through these armor on these guys. These are way too tanky. I think we can kill these guys. It's going to be a little rough, but I think we can. Their player power is not high, so there's a very real chance we can just nuke through them, especially when their main defenses are out of the picture. So yeah, this is the right call. I am gonna have a little bit of problem with Wukong, but in this case, Wukong isn't gonna be too much of an issue. I still am going to be leveling Wukong later today. But first I need to leave it back on dungeon duty. Specifically Spider. We are low on artifacts for Spider. So yeah, or Dragon or Spider, either one. This account has basically unlimited energy at this point for this, so because of that, we might as well run. I'll just do Dragon's Lair because I got to do some other stuff today. Or, you know what? I'll do a macro for this. So the way I'm going to do a macro for this is I'm going to go macro manager, record new macro. Wait, no. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go start this, and then I'm going to record the macro when it's done. And then I'm going to have it replay this until it resets. Because this account needs some more love with points, especially now that it didn't get a legendary, and it didn't its Dragon's Lair or Minotaur was not very satisfactory. So because of that, it's gonna need some 2x events. And since we're gonna need to deal with that, I'm going to use the macro to deal with it. You can see the potential of Sicia right here, but the thing about Sicia is we have more potential for her on the first account, but the reason that I'm focusing Wukong still is because Wukong is going to allow me to do content that I previously was unable to do. Sicia, although optimizes stuff and is good for Hydra, and I will be raising her for Hydra as well, additionally, is not a priority. Well, she's a priority, but she's a second priority. She's still a reasonably powerful champion. It's just she's not. I hate to say this, but Wukong is actually really special because he's got the block buffs, he's got sheeping, he's got a spirit affinity as well, so he works well into those matchups. He's got a lot of damage, and he's got a revive mechanic. Like, he's got a whole bunch in his kit. It's really strong. So because of that, I need to focus on Wukong first, and then we can talk about Sicia. I know that's weird to say, considering there's a Sicia right in front of your face, but the first account hasn't built a Sicia, it doesn't have a Sicia built yet. So, I know it's weird. I know it's weird, but this what you see with this Sicia is a shadow of the future of the other Sicia. Now that both Sicias have entered the equation, which is bizarre to say, but it happened. It happened. A lot of bizarre things that happened. There's other bizarre things, but that is among them. So the main thing I'm doing this for is I'm trying to set this on auto. Hopefully Geomancer has the sense to pull that shield off him. Or at least, I guess he decreases the turn meter repeatedly, so that helps. Because decreasing the turn meter of this boss cripples its ability to... Because once you get these guards down, especially the one that like throws decreased defense, it becomes a lot easier, especially if she steals that buff. Because stealing the buff, by the way, from this boss is huge. I want to emphasize how huge it is to steal the buff off this boss. That's why Madame Ceres is here as the backup. And then we decrease the turn meter and accuracy. I don't know why she didn't go in for the extra turn. Because the extra turn where she blows up all the burns is really nice. It's one of the reasons why she's viable in Arena. It's just... she's not going to be as important as Wukong is for that. We could eventually build her for Arena. No problem. But she's not as important. Wukong is like... okay, I could pair Wukong and Sicia, for instance, in both cases. Or Wukong and someone else. Because what Wukong does is something Sicia doesn't, is removes all buffs and blocks them. That's huge. That's bloody huge. I can't emphasize to you enough how big that is. So what we do now is we go to Macro Manager, record new macro, replay, and then from there we pause, we stop, and then we play. Well, we put the setting infinitely until stopped, save, and then execute macro. And there you go. And now both accounts, if I got the right of it, are executing their macro. And there you go. It is a great technique because it allows you to be more efficient. Yeah. I mean, it's only running at 2 times speed, but the point is it can run like this constantly. I only do this during clan versus clan when I need to run dungeons at vast quantities of dungeons. Like, if I need to run this all night, all day, like, this is how it is in clan versus clan. This is the rough reality. And is what I save up all my energy fuel for. Like and subscribe. I'll see you later.